What's going on, guys? My name's Jeff and this is Mad Hatter's Reef, and today we're taking a look at the new controllable AC powered return pump from Hydor. Hope everybody's having a fantastic day, and if you're new to what we're doing here, this is where I talk about everything reef tank related. So if you love reef tanks like I do, make sure you smash that subscribe button in the face. What's going on, guys? So today we're taking a look at the Hydor D. Now this is a controllable universal pump, and we're going to talk about this product a little bit today. We're going to do a quick unboxing, and really this is a first look at this device, and what I want to do is a 6-month testing of this product and then give you guys a full review, let you guys know what you're getting when you're buying the Hydor D. So the interesting thing about this product, the Hydor D is an AC pump, and it also has the ability to be controlled like much of the DC pumps that are out there. So essentially this is a hybrid pump. Now the benefit of AC powered pumps, which are pumps that we've had for a number of years in the hobby, they pretty much were only able to be controlled by a ball valve that was worked into the plumbing. They're very efficient with the power consumption, but they didn't have that controllability that a DC pump has given hobbyists, and that was really a wave that took over the hobby a few years ago when DC pumps started to become readily available. And what they did was they had the ability to be controlled. Not only did they have the ability to be controlled, you actually could hit a button and you're able to feed your fish without the food being blown right down to the overflow box into the sump. You had the ability to spot feed your corals or even do some maintenance in the tank. And the even more important part of a DC pump, you had the ability to dial in your flow. For me personally, I like to have very little flow going through the sump. Now the benefit of that is having your skimmer, being able to skim properly, having more contact time with the water, your water is heating properly, and it really just is, in my opinion, a better way to manage your sumps. Other hobbyists, they might have different views on that. And that's really where a lot of these companies kind of get stuck doing certain things, is because they're trying to develop a product that has something for everyone. Because the way that you keep your reef tank might be a little bit different than the way that I run my reef tank, and so forth and so on. But the D has hybrid technology. So you have an AC pump, which AC pumps are known for being incredibly efficient with their power consumption, but you have the ability to control the pump much like you would expect with a DC pump. You can increase the flow, you can decrease the flow, you can hit the pause button, feed your fish, feed your corals, do some maintenance on the tank. It'll kick in 5 minutes, which is awesome because I can't tell you how many times that I've unplugged an AC pump and then forgot to plug it back in. Obviously that's an issue. D hybrid technology. You get all the benefits of AC, you get all of the benefits of DC in one pump, which is absolutely amazing. Right here on the side has a couple of quick features that they want to let you know about. So you have a pre-filter that's included. Now this is a pump that can be used in both submersed and inline applications. So it comes with that pre-filter to help keep debris and other things from going into the pump. It uses less energy and produces more flow. It's both for fresh and salt water, and you also have that feed mode, which we've already talked about. Virtually silent, has flow control, so that's awesome. We talked about that with having the hybrid technology. It also has a water sensor. That's interesting. We'll have to take a look at that. Maybe if the water gets to a certain point, it shuts the pump off, but we'll have to read up a little bit more on that. We already talked about this as well, so you can use it in and out of water. So it has some different connections in here, so you can put it inline or just put that pre-filter on and run it in your sump. And it says it's versatile and no vibration. Now let's spin it over here to the back, and then we got a couple other tidbits of information. So there's a number of different models. We have the D 1600, which this is going to use 6,000 watts of power, has a max head of 13.5 feet. So that's as For people that are relatively new in the hobby, that is how high it can push water, which that's plenty for the aquarium that we're going to be installing this in. And it does 1,600 gallons per hour. Cable length on this guy is 6 feet, and the footprint is 7.6 by 3.5 by 4.7. And here's the contents of the package. You have the pump, pre-filter, the controller, the foot mount, and then a couple other different connection applications. But without further ado, let's take a look at what you get in the Celts D. Save these instructions. It's always important to make sure you read your instructions prior to any operation. Very, very important stuff. Little box here. It's like our power cables. Maybe the controller itself. That's a heavy duty cord right there. Wow. It's a little bit bigger than I expected. We got our attachments. Number of different attachments here. You got some O-rings in there, so some good stuff. Make sure you hold on to that. So let's take a look at the pump first. The foot pad, or the pad that it comes with, slides off and on relatively easy, so that's always good. So you could do a number of different applications with that, and then you have the ability to put that foot pad on there. So it has some pretty substantial rubber padded feet on here, which is going to help cut down on vibration and noise. They're very hard, but at the same time they have a good amount of flexibility to them. The pump itself, not a whole lot to it. You have your outfeed, and this is your infeed. Guess whatever type of hose you have available, you're going to have some type of hose attachment. So you got 3 different hose attachments here, so that's pretty thoughtful of them to have that. That's not something that you get very often with pumps. Usually you have 1 or 2 options, and that's what you get. So they went above and beyond with that, having 3 different hose connections for your outfeed. And they also give you a couple of O-rings to make sure things are watertight. So this is really how I imagine this going into the water box, pretty much like this right here. I think that it's actually going to work out perfect for the size hose that I have. This pre-filter, again, it's mostly going to keep fish, snails, and other things that you don't want going into your return pump out from there. Very thoughtful, and is going to help protect your livestock and protect the pump at the same time. Now we have what I believe is the controller. Pretty simple in its design. It's either minus, plus in your flow, and then pause for service or your 5-minute feeder. You have the ability to hang it up. I may look to do that. It looks like there's some venting back here, so I'm not going to be able to use my typical Velcro on the back, so that must be dissipating heat from the device itself. But relatively simple in its design. You have 2 pigtails, some really beefy cordage, ton of beefy cordage. Hopefully I can manage it. I doubt it, but my cord management skills are definitely lacking. So relatively simple in its design. You have the controller here to be able to pause, increase the flow, decrease the flow. Has a little power light there and a light bar to show you at what flow you have it set at. As far as the pump itself, relatively simple to set up. Definitely liking this pre-filter design that comes with the pump. This is going to keep a lot of livestock out of the return pump. If you have snails or fish in your sump that potentially made it that far, this is kind of the last line of defense from keeping them from going into the pump. And this is also going to serve the freshwater guys too. So very, very thoughtful design. Cannot wait to get this hooked up and put into the water box aquarium. I think we have a winner. And as far as the pump that I have in there currently, that's going to be going to another build, one that we haven't talked about in a little while, but we're going to start looking into in a little bit more detail. But as far as the first look goes, that's going to do it for the Hydor Celsti. If you guys want to stay up to date with this install, I'm going to be documenting that on Instagram, so make sure you follow me over there. And as far as the review of this guy goes, I will be doing a 6-month review. I want to really put this through its paces before I give you guys my thoughts on it and see how great the hybrid technology works together and is going to accomplish what you need it to do in a reef tank, which for you freshwater guys out there, I would keep an eye on that as well, just because saltwater is extremely hard on equipment, and if it can succeed in saltwater, it's definitely going to succeed in freshwater. Alright guys, that's going to do it for today's video. I want to thank you for joining me. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to mind the bell so you can stay updated every time that I upload a new video. That's going to do it for this one, but don't worry, because there's plenty more Mad Hatter Reef videos to go around.